Blast back at you, welcoming you to today's edition of Trivia Time. And today we're looking at the life of Julia Agrippina, also known as Agrippina the Younger. She was born in 15 AD, although the exact date of her birth is unknown, and she died in 59 AD. She was the mother of the Roman Emperor Nero and a powerful influence on him during the early years of his reign, according to some of our sources. That reign began in 54 AD. Agrippina was the daughter of Germanicus Caesar and Vispiana Agrippina, sister of the Emperor Gaius, who is more popularly known as Caligula, who reigned from 37 AD through 41 AD. She was also the wife of the Emperor Claudius, who reigned from 41 AD to 54 AD. She was exiled in 39 AD for taking part in conspiracy against Gaius, but was allowed to return to Rome in 41 AD. Her first husband, Gaius Domitius Abrahanibus, was Nero's father. She was suspected of poisoning her second husband, Crispius, in 49 AD. She married Claudius, her uncle, that same year, and according to some of our sources, induced him to adopt Nero as his heir to the throne in the place of his own son. Although it should be noted, that most of our sources come from long after she was dead, so there is considerable historical debate about how accurate some of these sources are. She also protected Seneca and Burius, who were to be Nero's tutors and advisors in the early part of his reign. She received the title of Augusta. In 54 AD, Claudius died. It was generally suspected that he was poisoned by Agrippina. However, as I have noted earlier on this show, Claudius suffered from very poor health throughout his life, and he was old for the time that he lived. So this is hotly debated by many historians. Because Nero was only 16 when he succeeded Claudius, Agrippina at first attempted to play the role of regent. Her power it reached the extent that her face was on the obverse of coins minted during the first year of Nero's reign, and Nero, who was supposed to be the emperor, face was on the reverse side. Something pretty unknown for other Roman emperors. Her power gradually weakened, however, as Nero came to take charge of the government. As a result of her opposition to Nero's affair with Pomponius Sabina, the emperor decided to murder his mother. Again, this is hotly debated by historians, since our sources come from after the events, and while Nero was not a pleasant person, it has also been suspected that she may have been involved in some sort of political plot. Inviting her to Beni, he had her set forth on the Bay of Naples in a boat designed to sink. Again, this is hotly debated by historians, since we don't have any contemporary sources giving us this story. But she swam ashore. Eventually, she was put to death on Nero's orders at her country house. Reportedly, she refused to believe Nero had ordered her execution, even as she was being stabbed to death by by Praetorian guards. But as I said, this is one of the more murky areas, and this is why Roman history is my favorite subject, because you can debate these things endlessly, and there always seems to be some new information coming forward, and it's like a detective story or a puzzle trying to put this together. Did Nero simply murder his mother because she opposed him having an affair with a commoner? Was she involved in some political plotting, as she had been involved in conspiracies against previous emperors? Was the boat really set up by Nero to sink, something that seems like it would be hard to arrange with the level of technology in the 1st century? Not impossible, mind you, it just... Or was it an accident that... but then when Nero realized that it would divide the court, did he decide to murder her after the accident, since it looked like he had tried to murder her, so he might as well get rid of her. Who knows at this point? It's really hard to tell, almost 20 centuries on. But I find this one of the more fascinating periods of history to study, and I hope you do too, and I hope I've given you some information you may not have had, while also highlighting some of the points of debate from historians. But now that we're done with that, let's get back to the shows.